This episode was made possible by Blanton Exterminating. Blanton Exterminating is a family-owned local business that has been servicing Central Alabama since 1962. Blanton Exterminating provides pest control, termite bonds, and mosquito control, just to name a few. Call the great folks at Blanton Exterminating today for your exterminating needs at 205-798-0512. That's 205-798-0512. This episode is brought to you by the Edwards Agency. Today, personal insurance often feels robotic, with other companies using banks, toll-free providers, and internet providers. But the Edwards Agency puts the personal touch in personal insurance. They have a dedicated staff of licensed agents that will assist you in finding the best coverage available at a competitive rate. The Edwards Agency, Inc. has been in business for over 40 years, serving customers in the Jefferson and Walker County area with locations in both Sumiton and Jasper. When it comes to your insurance, don't leave it up to choice. Being insured with the best has its advantages. Call the Edwards Agency in Sumiton today at 205-648-2830 or the Jasper office at 205-295-2030. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Game Managers Podcast, where we talk Alabama and Auburn and SEC football every week. My name is Nick Norris. I'm a sports writer for a number of websites and publications, and with me, as always, are my great friends, Auburn fan Justin Knight.
What's up, guys?
And Alabama fan Aaron Patterson.
Howdy.
All right, how you guys feeling today?
Well, I mean, it's not like I came to today thinking Auburn's gonna win. So
I feel pretty good.
I mean, I'm disappointed just because the offense absolutely sucks. I know we'll talk about it later, but I feel awful for the defense because they played lights out today.
Yeah,
so
you said
what's new, right? I mean, the offense screws us over.
You said you were gonna lay into Gus and the Auburn program pretty hard today,
and Bo Nix too. He sucks.
Well, we're going to get into that in just a moment, but first, let's get into a little bit of news. This is our spooky Halloween episode.
Ooh.
Are you guys excited? Are you in the Halloween spirit?
Oh, I'm ready. This is Halloween week. I'm going to be doing some fun stuff at school. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Well, speaking of Halloween, Halloween is also Nick Saban's 68th birthday. He's getting on up there now.
Well, he looks like he's 48, so I'd say he's doing pretty well.
Well, how long do you guys think he's going to keep this up? Because everyone always throws in their 10 cents about when they think he'll retire, and he never does.
I'd say 10 more years.
10 more years. So 78 when he retires?
Yeah. I mean, he looks great.
Yeah, he does. He's in great health.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with whenever... We're talking about Saban, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to say whenever Miss Terry wants him home.
Yeah, that's very fair.
That's a great point. Yeah.
I think she's got some say in that for sure. But I don't know that she wants him home. Maybe she likes having some away time.
Yeah, that's true. She might just like spending his money while he's not there.
Well,
and then in that case, it will probably be until he croaks.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Well, some teams had some Halloween scares today. Oklahoma went down to Kansas State 48-41.
Yikes.
Did you guys watch this game?
Just a little bit of it.
Most of it.
Yeah. So Jalen Hurts had a great game. He had 3 rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown. Yeah. And interesting stat here, he accounted for literally all of Oklahoma's yards except for like 6 of them, I think. Yeah, so that was one of my tweets. It says Jalen Hurts has accounted literally all of Oklahoma's yards today except 6. Yeah. Yeah, for the entire offense. 395 yards passing. That was all the passing yards, and then 96 of the 102 rushing yards today. That is insane.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
But I guess Oklahoma's defense showed its true colors today. I guess it was a matter of time.
Yeah, they are not very good. But, props to Jalen for keeping them in it, because if it wasn't for him, this would have been a beatdown.
Oh, yeah.
Well, another team, Texas, they're back, baby, and they lost again.
Okay.
Yeah, so much for that.
Aaron, your TCU Frogs, they did it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those nice, ugly uniforms.
Yeah. We were talking about that earlier, and I agree. They're pretty ugly, but they're one of those that for some reason I like them.
No. Man.
They're just like, I realize that they're ugly, but they're like so ugly I kind of like them.
That doesn't
I don't
make
know
any
what
sense.
it is. And I know it doesn't, but
That's
I kind of like it.
That's like saying she's so ugly, but I think she's kind of beautiful.
Nope, that's not the same at all.
That's what people
Makes
say
no
about my dog,
sense.
Ragnar.
Yeah, but he's so ugly that he's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
That dog looks so stupid.
Y'all gonna leave Ragnar alone. So TCU won 37-27. And, Texas just not very good, are they?
No, they're not. They should have lost to Kansas last week.
Yeah, and they nearly did. A little bit more scary news. Jets quarterback Sam Darnold was seeing ghosts on the field. Did y'all hear about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was seeing. That's just an excuse he was making.
Yeah, he thought some defenses were blitzing when he wasn't, and heard him on the mic say he's seeing ghosts out there. It's a term you don't hear too often, but
Oh man.
yeah, Jets.
I think he needs to go ahead and hang it up. Or go ahead and retire.
Yeah, Jets have some serious problems. That's neither here nor there, though, because we're not here to talk about the Jets. We're here to talk about Alabama and Auburn, and I think we're going to start out with Alabama. But first, how about some Twitter news, Aaron?
Already.
Twitter news.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
It really doesn't matter what you think.
You play to win the game. You play to win the game.
All right, so the first one is by Landry Locker on Twitter. Says Texas is going to bully TCU. This is a good time for the Frogs to get the horns, but they can't hang. Just aren't built for it, short-handed or not. Hashtag hook 'em. Yeah,
That tweet didn't last very long.
didn't age well. It
Was that freezing cold takes that exposed that one?
Yeah, the first comment underneath it says they played like your profile pic looks.
I guess that means bad.
Yeah, it's
Ooh.
not pretty.
Man, that's
he's
a
a good-looking dude or anything.
that's a good one to start off with.
All right, my favorite one of the week is by Will Elliott. It says Joe Burrow looks like Pennywise.
Oh my gosh.
He does.
No, you know what? He kind of looks like Beavis a little bit from Beavis and Butthead. He just does just a little bit. I tell you, he is one.
It's the forehead. That helmet makes his
He's-
forehead look like
yeah.
it's 20 feet long.
He is one ugly looking dude. I guess we can agree on that.
Jeez. It's a scathing review by Justin Knight there.
I am pissed tonight. Let's just say that.
I love it. What else you got, Aaron?
The next one's by Cecil Hurt. It says you'd think a team that receives as many kickoffs as Arkansas does would be better at it.
Oh, that one's pretty good.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh man.
because they had that one that the kid just went over and caught it right beside the sideline for no reason, and then accidentally stepped out of bounds at like the 2.
Yeah.
yeah, that was rough. Rough
Yeah,
night
you'd
for
think they'd
Arkansas in general.
get enough reps in.
Yeah, Chad Morris won't be there next year. Let's just go ahead and say that.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
He shouldn't
It's
be.
going to be.
I mean, he
They're
should have
gonna have
never
to
been
pay-
there in the first place.
No.
I think it says he has a total of 18 FBS wins in his like 4-year career, whatever it is, as a head coach. Not
That's
good.
no good.
I mean, oof.
Next one is, it's a picture of the most Googled things in Alabama right now, and I mean, it's pretty sure it's Photoshop, but it says it types into the Google bar, when does Auburn basketball start? Question mark.
Man, it starts next week, baby. I'm ready.
Gotta hang on to what you can get.
That's right.
And we're going to cover that too. We're going to cover Alabama and Auburn basketball to an extent. Not as in depth as we do football, but we're definitely going to talk about it, especially if
Give
Auburn
a little
makes
overview.
Yeah, especially if Auburn makes another big run.
Yeah, my last one was just talking about bringing up that crazy stat for Jalen Hurts. Literally every single offensive yard except for 6.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's nuts.
But yeah, Jalen Hurts is, I mean, this game is going to probably hurt his Heisman chances just because they lost. But if anything, it should help it, honestly.
Yeah. After seeing stuff like that, yeah, it should definitely help it.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that you're able to carry your team on your back the way he has, kind of like LeBron in Cleveland. I mean, it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, thank you for another great segment of
that
Twitter
was
News,
beautiful.
Aaron.
I do what I can.
All right, well, let's get into our next segment, Tide versus Tigers Trivia. This week's segment of Tide vs. Tigers Trivia is brought to you by Metal Central. Metal Central, located in Jasper, is your source for metal roofing that lasts a lifetime. Metal Central also offers metal building packages, custom trim, doors, and more to complete any job. Call Metal Central for a quote today, 205-385-7575. That's 205-385-7575. All right, now let's get into today's segment of Tide vs. Tigers Trivia. All right, we're here with Brian and Charity playing Tide vs. Tigers Trivia. Charity will be representing the Alabama Crimson Tide, and Brian will be representing the Auburn Tigers. Are you all ready for some trivia? Yeah. All right, good deal. Well, we're going to start out with you, Charity.
All right, Charity. What year did Arkansas last beat Alabama? All right, it was in 2006.
Okay.
All right. Brian, you ready? Okay, in 2013, Auburn made it to the national championship game behind which quarterback?
It's Marshall.
That's right. All right, 1 point. All right, Charity.
Okay.
Saban won his first national championship game with the Tide in the 2009 season against which team?
I don't know.
That was Texas in 2009. All right, Brian. Against what team did Gus Malzahn get his first win as head coach at Auburn?
Tulane.
That's a good guess. It was actually Washington State. It was in 2013. They won 31-24. Okay, Charity. What song was temporarily banned from being played at Bryant-Denny Stadium, but was reinstated last season?
The national anthem?
It was it was Dixieland Delight. The student section would get a little rowdy during that one. All right, Brian.
In the early 2000s, the Auburn Tigers put up an impressive winning streak in the Iron Bowl. How many consecutive wins did the streak consist of?
6.
That's right.
That's right.
That was a long streak for Alabama fans, but probably felt pretty nice for Auburn. Okay, Charity. Before Nick Saban, who was the last Alabama coach to win a national championship? Came in 1992.
I don't know.
That was Gene Stallings, the 1992 coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide. All right, Brian.
Which clothing brand creates Auburn's uniforms? Who are they sponsored by? Correct.
Under Armour is right. Okay, Charity. And who sponsors Alabama's uniforms? Which clothing brand?
Nike.
That's right. All right, Brian, last question.
Which Auburn QB holds the record for most career passing yards?
Stan White.
Stan White is correct. He had 8,016 passing yards throughout his career. Pretty impressive. Okay, well, Brian, you are this week's winner. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You barely edged her out, but we appreciate you both playing. Thank you so much, Charity and Brian.
Thank you. War Eagle.
Brian, we will get your information. We'll message you, get your information, and we'll get your reward sent right over to you.
All right, thank you, man.
All right, well, y'all have a great day today.
Appreciate it.
You too.
Well, I think we all want to get into Auburn, but let's save it for last, and let's get Alabama out of the way. There's not too much to talk about. Another absolute beatdown, of course, of Arkansas
shocker.
at home.
I'm pretty sure this is what I said for the score because I said Arkansas would only score like 7 points.
Yeah, Alabama won 48-7.
Yeah.
And
Scoring, what was it, 41-0 at halftime?
Oh, you know what?
yes,
Yeah.
it was.
I think I said the score would be like 51-10.
Yeah, the spread was like a 32-point spread, and
Yeah.
they covered it. So,
Oh, yeah. No surprise.
Arkansas, my main takeaway of this game is just how bad Arkansas is. I mean,
Oh, gosh.
goodness gracious. Nick Starkel, he went 5 for 19, 58 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions.
What was his QBR? Negative?
I don't even know. It's not even showing up on my stat page here.
Let me
So
see if
maybe
I
it
can
will for
find it.
yours. Yeah, see if you can find it. But just an atrocious game overall for Arkansas. Interesting though is that they had like almost no penalties. I'm pretty sure. Let me pull it up. Yeah, Arkansas has 0 penalties this entire game. Alabama had 6 for 60 yards.
0?
Yeah, Alabama's got to get the
0
penalties under
penalty.
control.
Yeah, well, did a lot better than Auburn and LSU tonight with the penalties. We'll talk about that. in a
Yeah,
little
really.
bit.
Nick Starkel has just as many interceptions as he does touchdowns on the year.
Ooh,
Oh,
very good year.
Man, that's
His
rough.
total QBR is 46.2.
Ooh, for the season?
Yeah.
Yikes.
That's rough.
Well, some big names got to watch Arkansas in in Bryant Denny Stadium. We had Cowboys owner Jerry Jones was there, Joe Namath, the 2009 National Championship team. It's a lot of big names there for such
it is.
a low stakes
Yeah, I
game.
believe, was it Jerry Jones' grandson that is the backup for Arkansas?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
he might
something
be.
they're related, something
Yeah.
like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he got a little bit of playing time. He did better. He went 6 for 7 for 49 yards and a touchdown, no interceptions. It's J. Stephen Jones, but he wasn't. He was in there mostly in the second half.
Hey, Mac Jones didn't look too bad. I know it was Arkansas, but I thought he looked
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, Mac Jones looked great. So this was the first time a starting quarterback has missed a start since Mark Goulion replaced Brody Croyle in 2004.
Wow.
And he did great. I thought he did really well. He completed 18 of 22 of his passes, 235 yards, and 3 touchdowns through the year. So very impressive, I think.
It helps when you have those wide receivers, too. Make it look a lot easier.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. How do you guys think a Mac Jones offense would face against LSU?
Okay, here's an interesting take. I think they would hang in there, if not possibly. Now, we know how LSU is when they play Alabama. They usually choke all over themselves.
Especially at Alabama.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if they somehow won the game just because knowing it's Alabama and all the talent he has around him, I think they could pull it off.
Yeah.
I feel pretty comfortable with it, honestly. Just he's got the confidence now to throw the deep ball after this game, even though it was only Arkansas. He's got that going into LSU if he is the starter, and they can still just run it down their throat as much as they can with Najee and just play keep away from Joe.
Yeah.
they would have to capitalize on every opportunity, but I feel a lot more comfortable with it after tonight.
Yeah, and I think last week we all agreed that if Mac started, there'd be almost no chance of Alabama winning.
Yeah.
But he's completely changed my mind. I think they could hang in this game and possibly come out with it and win.
Yeah, I still thought we would have a good chance. It was not. I would not have picked us if I had to put money on it if Mac was starting, but I still think we would, especially with it being in Bryant-Denny. And
LSU's
I think
pretty
we'd be all right.
LSU's pretty banged up after today too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of banged up, Devontae Smith got a little banged up. He was wearing a sling when he came back out after, I guess it was after halftime. Let me see if there was an update on.
I'm glad we got a bye.
Yeah, you and LSU both.
Yeah, they both got pretty banged up this week. He was able to walk off the field, did not return. So I don't think there's really been an update as of the time we're recording what the injury is. Hopefully nothing serious, but
yeah, he'll probably be fine.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have him back. He was on a nasty tackle. I think he hit his elbow on a helmet or something like that.
Yeah, it looked like he landed on his shoulder to me.
That may have been what it was. Yeah, it was his left arm shoulder, is what this says. Yeah, there's still no update as of recording, but hopefully it's not very significant.
Yeah, I thought this was a little more on the Alabama game. Was interesting what the if Tua goes in the draft as to what the quarterback battle will look like next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Mac's pretty good, and a bunch of people are expecting Talia will start next year, and I'm not so sure because Mac looks good, and Talia he doesn't look. He looks undersized and like he still needs to grow up a bit.
Well, before we jump into
everybody's talking about how good Bryce Young is, or I think that's his name, Bryce Young. Coming in. So I think it'll be interesting.
Well, before we get into that, Nick Saban just gave an update. He said that Devontae Smith has a bruised shoulder and may miss a couple of days, but think he will be okay. So, nothing too serious, it seems. Hopefully not. But yeah, Talia, we did get to see a little bit of him in this game. He just didn't have like an incredible performance or anything, but it wasn't, awful. He's 6 for 8, so he, pretty good percentage and for 45 yards, but he was really just in there to run the clock out more than anything else.
Yeah. Yep.
I think the quarterback situation will be interesting just because we're going to have Bryce Young and Talia and Mac Jones and
the young kid, the Tyson kid.
Yeah, and Paul Tyson. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Which is supposed to be very great. So I don't know. We all assume that Tua is going to go to the draft, and I think he will. But hey, maybe he'll just decide to hang on another year and throw it into even more chaos. We definitely see some transfers.
He might too.
Oh yeah. There'd be some transfers.
Well, especially if he's still considered as the number 1 overall draft pick, and the Dolphins have that pick, I think I'd reconsider and play another year in college.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
I think I'd go get beat up at
I don't
Miami
think he would go in the
money.
first round right now.
You don't think he would?
Oh, he'd go.
I mean, I think he would go in the first round.
First
I don't
pick,
think he would be the first overall.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think if the way the draft is set up right now, before trades and everything, I think he would go like whatever San Diego's pick is. I think it's like 9th or 10th. I think he would go about there to them. I think after this year, just the way it looks right now, as of right now, I think Joe's a safer bet for Miami.
Yeah. That may be true.
And San Diego's a better fit for Tua.
And, you never know. Jalen, I don't know where he'll go in the draft, but the way he's looked this year, he'll be a top draft pick.
Yeah, he'll be pretty high as well. So
yeah,
it's going to be a lot of great quarterbacks presumably leaving this year. So one of the biggest things I noticed in this game is the defense looked much better. I know it was against a 2-5 Arkansas.
Not much to gauge off of with Arkansas.
Yeah, and you can only take those results with a grain of salt. But I mean, Alabama's played arguably worse teams and let them score more points.
Yeah,
and the defense just looked ready and excited to play tonight. Just, 3 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown by Diggs,
and I mean they'll be ready to play against LSU too, because they're always ready to play that game.
That stadium's going to be rocking.
Yeah. Have the new lights.
We also didn't. Alabama didn't miss a field goal this week.
Hey,
Bullivus went 2 for 2.
That. Nice.
Yeah, that doesn't happen often.
No. Watch him miss 3 against LSU though.
Hey, I don't want that bad juju.
Well, hey, Bo Nix gave us some bad juju by saying, it's not such a big deal playing such a huge environment. Watch what happened. Yeah.
If y'all have nothing else to say about this Alabama game, we'll talk a little bit about Auburn.
All right, well. Yeah, I mean, that's...
Do y'all have anything else to say about it?
No,
and then we'll come back to talk about our predictions for Alabama LSU at the very end.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say.
No, I'm good. I was looking up to see what the new Alabama LSU tickets are looking like.
Yeah, find that out for us.
I could have sworn that the last time I looked this up, the cheapest ones I could find were $351, and this is showing there are some available for $250. So quite a deal, I must say.
Yeah, I think that's what I paid to go a couple years ago for Alabama LSU, and it was a much lower stakes game than this year's.
Yeah. I mean, this is pretty much for the SEC West, this game.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
All right, well, let us get into Knight Needs to Know.
Oh, yeah. I need to know.
Knight needs to know. Probably with some of the stuff you've done before, I probably wouldn't be surprised.
You wouldn't be surprised if I put ashes in cookies and fed them to you?
Yeah, because it was someday for the SEC again.
That might make sense then. I guess just back.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I would like to know how it makes sense.
Now this is looking like a bad idea.
All right. So, after LSU beat a number 9 ranked Auburn team, should they be ranked number 1 in the country?
Yeah,
Should
there's definitely an
LSU be
argument
ranked?
for that.
Yeah,
Yes, should it be ranked number 1?
Yeah, I think they should have been ranked number 1 the last 3 weeks. So
Yeah,
yeah, even more so after this.
I agree. I think that there's more of an argument for them to be number 1 than Alabama at this point.
Oh, yeah.
I think that people just don't like to doubt Alabama, especially a Nick Saban coached Alabama. So, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they moved him up to number 1. I mean, I would have no problem with that whatsoever.
Yeah. All right, well, second question. So Ohio State finally played pretty solid team today, and they crushed them. So do you think they are for real? You think they have a pretty good chance of winning the national championship?
Yeah, I think they do. I think they are pretty legit. I think today kind of sold that to the world. Because Wisconsin's, I know that they lost last week, but
yeah,
that Wisconsin team's a good team. It's one-dimensional, but it's still a good team. And
Wisconsin still had a chance until like halfway through the third quarter, and then they just
opened it up.
Yeah, they shot themselves in the foot. Time and time again. Like it was embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean it was. Yeah, I think they are the real deal. I think that they're going to win the conference easily and be right there in the mix for the national championship.
Yeah, I think they're a lot more legit. Today was definitely needed to prove that to me, though.
Yeah.
Because they had not played anybody. But, yeah, after today, that Chase Young kid is unreal.
Yeah. That defense is unreal. I mean, they're only giving up 7 points a game, and they're 8 games into the season.
Yeah, I mean that's incredible. It's really impressive. So, even as good as Auburn is, they're giving up more than that. I don't have the stat in front of me, but there's very few teams that have been holding anybody to that low of points.
Yeah,
Granted, Ohio State has been playing easier teams.
Very true.
But still, to be able to do that consistently every week, even against small teams, that can be difficult to do. So, yeah, I think they're the real deal.
Yeah. All right, and final thing I need to know. So, South Carolina losing to Tennessee today. Do you think Muschamp will be fired after the end of the season?
Yes. I at least think he probably should be. That was... I've stayed kind of a Muschamp supporter this season. I didn't think he should be fired. Today changed my mind. That was atrocious. I mean, losing that badly to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Like the 2019 Tennessee, that's good. I mean, goodness. Get him out of there. Get somebody else. Do something. I don't know.
I think it's just back to 50-50. I think Georgia bought him another year, and now that he lost to Tennessee, it just reverses that. So now it's 50-50.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Also, this makes Georgia look like a joke, too.
It really does. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that is all I need to know tonight on Night
Justin,
Needs to Know.
I've got something I need to know.
Oh, okay. Wow.
What are you boys going to be doing on Halloween this year?
All right. Aaron, would you like to take it first?
All
right, I'll let him think about it. So, me and my girlfriend, Jordan, will be carving pumpkins with her sister and husband. So we'll do that. We'll do that Friday with her brother as well because he's working Thursday. So Halloween night, probably not really doing anything.
Okay, just taking it easy, maybe watching some scary movies?
We'll be watching some Thursday Night Football. That's what we'll be doing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're not a scary movie guy, are you?
No, I'm not. I could care less to watch any scary movies.
Yeah.
Not my kind of movie.
That was one of my options I was thinking about is I'll probably either be at home eating candy by myself watching Thursday Night Football, or I'll be out trying to pretend I'm a kid and see if anybody will still give me candy, or I will probably take my nieces and then steal all their candy. So, any of those. Yeah. Maybe a mixture of all of them.
Maybe. All right, well, it sounds like a good night.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I am going to be in Gatlinburg, which also complicates the episode for next week. So we got to figure out a game plan. I don't know if I'm going to pre-record some of my parts and then let y'all discuss the outcomes of the games, or if I'll just make a quick trip to the room and come in and record. But we'll figure something out.
Or it could just be a week off. Alabama's on a bye. Auburn's just playing Ole Miss. We'll just take a week off.
I don't know. We'll think
about it.
Might
just be a late episode.
Yeah, there's a better chance we'll do a late episode than take a week off. But we
could do it like Sunday.
Yeah, we may just release it Sunday night instead of Sunday morning, so it'd still come out Sunday. I don't know. We'll see. We'll think about it, and
if you just want the week off, Justin, it's fine.
Yeah, man. Seriously, you tired of this already?
No, I mean
he's burnt out. He's like,
it's Auburn.
Maybe just a week off. I
Auburn
really
burning me out.
Weekend.
I'm tired of talking about how bad Auburn is. That's what.
Well, I think you're going to be burnt out for a while.
A long time, the rest of my life.
Well, let's talk about this Auburn game tonight. The loss to LSU in Baton Rouge, 23-20. A close game, but one that Auburn fans are really angry about.
Yeah. First, I'll let you go.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, let me self-correct myself. I had been saying it was 1998 since we had last won LSU. Baton Rouge. Sorry, it was 1999. Just wanted to make that correction. So it's still been 20 years.
Extra year in there.
Yeah, just making that correction.
Well, here's some other things we were wrong about. So we made some predictions at the end of last episode, our special episode with Carl.
I was the closest.
You were the closest. It was our favorite, or it was our special episode with Carlos Rogers. Auburn defensive back. If you haven't listened to that, check it out. We did that last week, and we made some predictions. So I was the most wrong. I chose Auburn to win. I said they'd win at 28-27. That did not happen.
No.
Aaron thought LSU would win 38-24. He's close on LSU. He's close on Auburn's score, I guess, but not
Auburn
so much LSU.
did exactly what I thought they would do. I was just surprised that LSU didn't move the ball better. Like, if they would have got 10 more points, I figured at least they would kick another field goal and score again.
Yeah.
And that's what I was expecting from LSU.
But Justin, you said 28-17 LSU, which is pretty close.
Pretty close. So
pretty close to the 23-20 outcome.
Yeah. And I knew, oh gosh, man, I don't even know where to start. So I knew the defense.
Let's start with the good.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the defense. Yeah.
Let's talk about the defense. They played the best game of the season. They gave up 508 total yards, but they played the bend, don't break kind of defense. It's probably the best red zone defense in the country. They had key stops. But, of course, those key stops led to Auburn starting on the 1-yard line. What do? 3 and out. But I won't talk about that yet. We'll just talk about we had an interception, great pick by McCreary. We had a forced fumble on a punt. And, I know the pass defense wasn't great, but, they just could not get they didn't have a good flow. LSU had some good drives, but they just were never able to open up the game. But the defense, man, it's frustrating knowing how bad the offense is. Let me here's a stat right here. So, DJ Williams, he had 2 plays where he ran for 111 yards. Guess how many points we scored on that?
How many, Justin?
3 points. We scored 3 points. And so those 111 yards, if he didn't have that, you know how many total yards the offense had?
How many?
167. How atrocious is that? There was no flow in this offense. DJ Williams is going to be a great...
Gus is an offensive mastermind.
I don't know who ever said that because he's a complete idiot. He looks like a fool on the sideline. I'm just being honest tonight. This is nothing new, though. That's the thing. This is 3 years in a row now that we've had a good defense, and they have saved our butts. But what does the offense do? Nothing. They don't show up. His play calling is awful. He's calling all these outside routes, which is like the second most in the country. And Bo Nix can't make that throw. Let's talk about that, too. Bo Nix, I need to slow down a little bit.
Bo Picks, he's back.
Y'all saw some of the throws he made today, right?
Yeah.
He overthrew so many people. He wasn't even close. And I'm tired of this.
So here's my question.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I need to know, would you still start him?
That's a good debate. I think, because I'm tired of this. He's just a freshman, but we're 8 games into the season now, and let me show you the big game stats. Oregon, 13-31, 177 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Florida, 11 of 27, 145 yards, touchdown, 3 interceptions. And LSU, 15 of 35. 157 yards, touchdown, interception. None of that is telling me, he should be starting some of these other games. I think what bothers me is...
If it makes you feel any better, I was guessing that he would throw at least 2 picks. Said he only threw 1.
Oh, he only threw 1. Huh, yeah. How many intentional groundings did he have today? 3? 2 or 3? That was terrible to watch. It is frustrating. It goes on Bo Nix. It goes on the play calling, because here's another thing. Schwartz, such a talented player, and you're like, he should get the ball. He had the ball 11 times last week, 3 catches. He was targeted once in the first quarter, wasn't targeted again until the fourth quarter. Please explain to me how one of the fastest guys in the country, you're not trying to get him the ball more. How does that make any sense?
I saw briefly the first couple questions of Gus's interview, and that was the first question asked was, why didn't they target him? And he's like, well, we did. There was a couple of times we had some pressure, and he threw it away. And so he just made a bunch of excuses as to why he didn't get the ball to him.
And then
he's an offensive mastermind. He should be able to figure it out.
And see, another thing that really ticks me off too is the run DJ Williams had when there was 28 seconds left, and it was like a 50-yard run. So we go up and spike it. And then Bo Nix overthrows his guy, and an easy interception. Why couldn't we just... I understand the play call and trying to get a big play because we're playing LSU. But, I mean, a field goal would have been great, too, instead of throwing an interception. But,
well, let's back up a little bit, and let's talk about the defense a little bit more. Because I feel like we did skim through that. The defense looked great, and I think they did a great job of keeping Joe Burrow in check, too. For the first quarter, Joe Burrow looked rattled.
Yeah, because, I mean, that was only the second time they've been held scoreless in a quarter this season. I mean...
Yeah, and they held him to just one touchdown.
Yeah. Defense had 3 sacks today, 2 forced turnovers. Like I said, I mean, and I tell you what, the 2 safeties we have with Denson and Thomas, some of the best safeties in the country. I know that coverage-wise, sometimes they struggle, but, I mean, they both had combined 27 total tackles today, so they're usually all over the field. But I feel terrible for the defense because they played their hearts out today.
And they were hitting hard, too, because they laid some hard hits on Joe.
Oh, man, he's going to be sore after today, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's hurting. I mean, that defense made them earn that win.
Yeah.
And that's all you can ask from your defense.
And the crazy thing is, too, that last onside kick, we almost got that. To think that we were still even in that game. Just think if we had a good offense, how good this team could be. That's what frustrates me.
And I just don't understand... I don't understand these cycles that Gus Malzahn teams go through.
Ugh.
Why do we keep getting these starting freshmen? Just like last year with the offensive line. Why was there not some juniors and sophomores ready to step into that role? It's because he didn't recruit them. And I think it's kind of the same thing with the quarterbacks. And he didn't really recruit any.
That's a key point. The offensive line was atrocious today, just with the false start penalties. And this is a line that is full of seniors. And they
let's talk about
what about the bad snap our center had today? That screwed that drive. Oh man.
Well, let's talk about the penalties. So Auburn had 15 penalties.
15 penalties.
For 98 yards. But LSU had 12 themselves for 118 yards. There's a lot of penalties thrown in this game.
Okay, the only thing that frustrates me is LSU didn't have any holding calls until that last run and play, and they were holding so many times. Like, every single play, Derek Brown and Davidson were getting held. And that was frustrating me because they weren't calling it.
There was a lot of missed holding calls, but maybe their arms were probably getting tired throwing all these other flags.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe they decided to look over a few of them. Okay, let's talk a little bit about this offense. So they got into within 10 yards of the end zone twice. And twice settled for field goals.
Oh, man. That's always been a problem with Gus, is his red zone offense has never been good. The plays he calls in the red zone make absolutely no sense to me. I mean, we brought in Joey Gatewood, and it was a 2nd and goal. We're probably on the 7-yard line. He just calls like a QB power on the 7. I mean, I understand if we did that inside the 5, but I just don't understand some of these play calls he has.
Or like that outside toss on.
Yeah, that was the one I was questioning. That didn't make any sense whatsoever.
It's like once Gus gets into the red zone, he snaps back to his high school days. That's why we see the swinging gate. Not as much this year, if we have seen it this year.
Not as much, yeah.
But you see that. You see these weird trick plays that just don't really usually work at the college level.
No,
it's like his whole mentality changes when he gets into the red zone. I don't understand it.
His best play call was the QB sneak for Bo Nix. When we were on the one, that call actually made sense when it was 4th and goal, and that worked.
Yeah.
But see, there's other calls. It was like a 3rd and 20 or something, and we decided to throw all the way to the outside to our fullback. I mean, this plays like that don't make any sense. And then we're down 10 and we're trying to run a trick play, and they have Seth Williams double covered, and it's just a wasted play. Oh, man, I don't understand.
Well, I think that we, on this show, prior to this episode, maybe not so much in this one, people will say, but that we've been very fair to Bo Nix. We have really given him the benefit of the doubt. We've said, if this kid's a freshman, if anything, blame Gus for having a freshman in there and not having an older guy in there. He's just not playing well. But I think it's time that maybe fans starting to panic a little bit with Bo Nix.
I mean, I think it's time because he's not played well in any of these big games. I mean, and like I've said, we're 8 games into the year now, and there's no reason to be talking about how he's just a freshman. We should give him a break. There's plenty of other freshmen that are playing so much better at quarterback or have before in the past. So I think Gatewood needs to be kind of considered, especially coming in against Ole Miss. Maybe give him some playing time. See how he looks against Ole Miss. I know it's only Ole Miss, but it's about time we start giving him the ball more, giving him a shot in there. Because he came in for one play. And the way Bo Nix looked today, you would think, maybe we should throw Gatewood in there some more, kind of mix it up. Because what we have right now isn't working.
Well, just looking at Bo Nix's stats next to Joe Burrow's, it's disheartening. Because for Bo, he went 15 for 35, which is not good. 157 yards, a touchdown and an interception. His QBR is 27.6.
Ugly, yeah.
You put that next to Burrow, who went 32 for 42, 321 yards, an interception, but also a touchdown his QBR was 60.9. That wasn't just astonishing, but man, he was completing passes left and right.
Oh yeah, his completion percentage is off the charts this season. He's very accurate with his throws. And you know what? He makes plays with his feet too. There's some key plays he made throughout the game, like on 3rd and 12, early in the game, he made a huge run for a first down. So, man, he's been outstanding this year, and there's a reason he's the front runner for the Heisman.
Yeah, it is, and some people might say it's not fair because we're comparing a freshman to a senior, and that's fine. But also, these guys were playing against each other; they're on the same field. When you're on the field, everybody's equal. You're going to be judged the same way.
But I think it's really time to consider looking at Gatewood a little more than they have this season, because Bo Nix is not getting it done.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's completion percentage on the year is 79.4.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
That's unreal. Especially
really
with he threw
his
it 42
QBR
times.
is 91.7 on the season.
Yeah, amazing.
So, I don't know how you fix this.
Because
I'm a firm believer that even if your scheme sucks, you don't change it mid-season because you're just that's basically giving up on your team.
Gus isn't going to change it anyways.
They gotta start utilizing Bo Nix more, playing to his strength. Get some check downs in this offense.
We had one check down today.
Yeah. Okay. We need a lot more.
Yeah, you know what I'm tired of throwing it to the outside all the time. Why don't we have slants over the middle, like Alabama and LSU do? And look how well it works for them. We have a guy like Schwartz and Seth Williams who can catch the ball over the middle. Why don't we have that?
Yeah,
Why do all of our plays have to go to the outside?
Not every ball needs to be the deep ball. You just get the yards you can get, and I just don't understand why there's not more of these easier passes for this freshman quarterback. I don't understand it, and it's just gotten to the point where I'm frustrated with it too. I'm like, there's not much of a reason in my head right now to be like, I believe in Gus's ability to play call.
It's just going to be another 8-4 season, and I don't know why I can continue to kind of hype myself up with an Auburn team with how they look at the start of the season, like, oh man, this might be the year. But then we play a good team and Gus just falls apart. The scheme doesn't work. His play calling doesn't work. The quarterback's not looking good. And we're so predictable. Anytime we get a first down, guess what play we're going to call? A run right up the middle. The whole country knows what's coming because he does it every single time. And how about, so we're down 10 points and there's 3 minutes left. And it's a first down. Oh, Gus calls a run play. Oh, no big deal. We're just going to run the ball. That sounds like a great play call, doesn't it?
Well, building off of that, Auburn's third down efficiency in this game. They were 5 of 18.
Which, I mean, was just as bad like it was against Florida as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Gus has never been good on the road. That's what an Auburn team on the road has never been good with Gus as head coach.
So is this the time that you say, yeah, let's get somebody else? I know you've been a bit advocate for promoting Kevin Steele.
Oh, I love Kevin. Because here's the thing. Kevin Steele, a defensive-minded guy. I think, you know what? Saban's a defensive-minded guy. You know what he's done? He's hired a great offensive mind to say, hey, run the offense. And why can't we just say, hey, Kevin Steele, you're going to be the head coach? Let's find a great offensive mind. Let him run the offense, and then you can run the defense. Because with him, a defense has been a game changer for Auburn. Yeah, I mean, the defense like this it's the best it's been for a long time.
Y'all can hire Kevin Steele, start running slants, and y'all can get these pretty cool lights we got, too.
I would pass on the lights.
I would love for LSU to get the lights. I'd love to see that purple.
I think that would be pretty awesome.
They probably will.
The purple. Yeah. I think they'll all get it. Before, just update, Michigan just absolutely destroyed Notre Dame. So that makes Georgia look worse, too. 45-14. Michigan's big win. Yeah, Notre Dame got embarrassed.
What, they're second in the last 5 years under Harbaugh, or 4?
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, and it's not like I'm
just glad they won, because then Notre Dame, they both have 2 losses, so we don't have to worry about either one of them anymore.
That's true.
That is true. Yeah, they're both essentially out of it. So,
but I'm gonna go and accept. There's probably not gonna win against Georgia and Alabama, especially if the offense plays like this against Georgia. We have no chance against Alabama. Let's go and be honest about that. Because, I mean, it's not like LSU's defense. Vanderbilt scored 38 points on them, and we can barely muster up 20. I know Vanderbilt was at home, but still. I mean, that's what ticks me off.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. I think that that opinion is being strongly voiced on Twitter by many others, too.
Oh, yeah, I'm not surprised.
I don't know if...
do you think we'll get a Gus Malzahn boom tweet this week?
I don't think so. He was booming it up, though.
He sure was when we had a QB sneak. He was like, oh, boom, baby, QB sneak, our only big touchdown of the game.
And the only
such a terrible saying, like so cheesy. I couldn't play for a guy like that.
Yeah,
I just couldn't.
He's such a nerd.
He's literally the most unmotivating.
Well, I think the team would probably disagree with you, because, I mean, their guys play hard. The defense plays hard every week.
Yeah, because of Kevin Steele. That's why the defense plays hard.
I mean, that may be possible. That may be true.
I've heard some of his pregame speeches. He gets them pumped up, man.
I just want to clarify, the guy that's really been ragging Auburn all night is an Auburn fan. Just is an Auburn fan. And I think that makes this opinion more profound than if it came from that's a fan of another team.
Wait, what'd you say?
What'd you say?
I said, what'd you just say? Sorry, I kind of froze up.
Oh, I was just reminding everyone that everyone that you're an Auburn fan, just because you've been dogging them pretty hard.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like I said before, I'm just being a realist. I'm being a real Auburn fan here. I'm not being one of those that's like, oh, War Eagle all day. I still love my Tigers. I mean, I'm getting tired of this. I don't know who else is. I know a lot of other people are. I'm not the only one.
No, you're not. There are a lot of people upset after this game. And I think it's these games that are close, that are really emotional and heartbreaking, that get people more upset at Gus than the beatdowns even.
Yeah, because if he just calls some better plays, I mean, it's so frustrating we can't score in the red zone. Just think if we scored a couple of times in the red zone, that would have completely changed the game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that would have won it, most likely.
Yep.
It's okay. Y'all still got a chance, man.
Oh, yeah, we still have a chance. Yep. I mean, I was watching Deja Vu. It was like the Florida game all over
Alabama
again.
can lose to LSU, and then LSU can slip up.
It ain't happening.
And
you think
then
Auburn
Florida
will
can win the SEC?
Crazier things have happened, but
let's be real.
I think
okay.
that
Gus has still got you.
Yeah.
Auburn is going to be able to bounce back, hopefully, against Ole Miss.
Well,
have
I hope
a
so.
nice long bye
Actually, you know
week.
what? Maybe we'll lose, and then they just fire Gus.
Would you be willing? Would you actually prefer for Auburn to lose the remainder of their schedule to get rid of Gus, or would you rather him win out and keep him another year or two?
I think I'd rather just lose out.
Really?
I mean, I know that's a terrible thing to say, but if we go 8-4, they're probably still going to keep him around. But what's so frustrating is we lose to these big teams over and over again. I mean, we lost to LSU 3 straight times now. We can't beat them in Baton Rouge, and we've had the last 2 LSU games we've blown. 2017 we were up 20 points. Guess what happened? Oh, we lost that game.
How many years does Gus actually have on his contract?
Left.
6?
I think like 4. Oh, yeah, I guess it is like 6. Like 5 or 6, yeah.
I know it's a
5
lot.
or 6.
Yeah, it's still crazy.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
After the end of the season, it'll still be over $30 million, I believe, to fire him.
Yeah, so they're not firing him, so we're in a terrible situation.
Well, let me ask you this, Justin. What would be an average season record that you would be content with?
Well, considering going in this year, knowing the teams we were playing, if we would have somehow came out with 10 wins this year, I would have been like, oh, man, what a season. That would have been incredible. Yeah. Because, say those 2 losses were to LSU and then Bama, and then we somehow would have beat Florida and Georgia. I would have been like, this is a great season, considering the teams we had to play. But since going into Florida knowing they were with their backup quarterback, and we should have beat them if we had a good offensive performance. Should have beat LSU if we had a good offensive performance. And then we probably won't beat Georgia and Alabama. I think it's just losing those teams every year, which makes it frustrating.
Yeah. So would you be happy with like a 9-win season average and then the occasional 10-11 win, 12 win, you know?
Yeah, just considering if it just depends on who we're beating. If we keep on losing to LSU every year in Georgia and Alabama, then I want somebody else.
Sure.
Because those are the games I want to win the most.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Auburn still could get a 10-win season, but they have to win the remaining 4 games.
I'm telling you, you're all right. Gus has got you.
Yeah, he's got us all right.
I think it's very likely that Auburn wins all of them left except either Alabama or Georgia drops one of those 2.
Or drops both.
But I think they'll get one of the 2, and then they'll add that 10th win in the postseason.
Actually, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if we play like an SMU in the bowl game and we lose to them. Would you be surprised?
Would be funny.
With Gus's record in bowl games, no, I would not be.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Because he's not the strongest in coaching in bowls.
No, he's not. I mean, I know that I'm sorry to all the other Auburn fans that are the War Eagle forever. You know, this is just one of those nights where
War Eagle anyway.
You gotta say how it is.
Yeah, and you know that's hard. You know, so yeah,
yeah.
So Gus is 2-4. That's what I thought. 2-4 in bowl games. Which is no good.
And he beat Purdue last year. Great win, right?
Yeah. And then his other one was in the Birmingham Bowl.
Oh man, I forgot about that one. That was an even better win.
Who was that one against? I don't
Memphis.
remember.
It was a close one.
Memphis?
Yeah.
31-10. Auburn won that one in 2015 over Memphis. So.
And I bet everybody at Auburn was like, "Oh man, we're gonna have a great season next year. We just beat Memphis. We just finished the season like 7-6. I don't even know what our record was. What was it, like 8-5 or something? 7-6. It was bad.
Yeah.
Well, you were in the Birmingham Bowl, so.
Yeah, so that explains it. So we're probably 6-6 going into that.
I think I'm checking to make sure, but I'm pretty sure okay, let's see. So both of their wins came over teams that did not have 10-win seasons.
Yep.
And I think all of their losses came against teams who did. So, yeah, this one did.
I mean, I'm still going to go back to last year, I know they couldn't have done it anyways with the money situation because Gus somehow pulled this out of the bag to where Auburn would give him a 7-year, $49 million deal. But when they lost to Tennessee, it should have been end of the line, see you later, you're done.
Yeah, so, anytime they played in a bowl, Gus has faced off in a bowl while he's been at Auburn against a 10-win team, they have lost. So if they play against a 10-win team, I'm probably not putting money on them, but if they play against somebody with 9 or less, I'll go for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so final thoughts. Give us a summary, Justin, of your final thoughts.
I know I didn't really have much hope going into this game, but I knew the defense would come to play. It's just I don't know why I expect anything different. This has been the same thing going on at Auburn. The defense has bailed us out, and the offense just absolutely sucks. And so I don't have much hope for the rest of the season. But I hope the defense keeps playing. I hope the defense doesn't quit on us because they've been playing great this year. And I don't blame them if they did. But I just hope they keep playing well this year. And maybe we'll see Gatewood some more because I'm feeling a little worried about Bo Nix. Well, no, I am worried about Bo Nix. What the heck am I saying? I am worried about him.
Well, hopefully we get a more optimistic Justin next episode. But
yeah,
hold
we
your
play
breath.
Ole
He's not
Miss.
one for optimism.
I am not when it comes to Auburn. They've already torn my soul out all the years I've watched them. So,
well, let's get into some lighter news. How about we get into a spooky segment of Mismanagers?
We need to.
Did you grab anything when you walked out the door?
Grab nothing but 2 Tortino's pizza out of the refrigerator and my doggy, and we left.
I just kept hearing it. I'm ducking and everything. Died in the house. I got scared. I dropped my hot pocket.
Here's an actual customer out here. What's the best kind of firework to buy?
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
And now, it's time for Mismanagers.
Okay, so I've got a few stories for us this week. I'm going to start out with, let's see, I've got a few good ones. Let's start out with this one. Did you guys know that the scariest haunted house in the world is basically in our backyard?
Where's it at?
It's in Tennessee, so a Tennessee haunted house.
I knew it was in Tennessee. I thought it was in Tennessee. When you said backyard, I thought you meant still in the state of Alabama.
Yeah, I did too.
No, but it's in our the southeast. So this is an article by UPI.com. Haunted house requires 40-page waiver physical exam.
Oh my gosh.
So a Tennessee haunted house billed as the scariest in the world requires visitors to sign a 40-page waiver, pass a physical, and undergo a background check. And no one has ever finished the attraction.
Oh, I think I've heard about this one. Yeah.
So, Russ McCamey, owner of McCamey Manor in Summertown, I believe is how you say his name, said the price of admission is only a bag of food for his 5 dogs, and the prize for finishing is $20,000.
Wow.
But no one has ever collected the prize money. Would you guys be willing to do a haunted house for $20,000?
No.
Heck yeah, 20,000?
I haven't even told you what's in it yet. You're just saying no?
Listen, do you know, okay, there are some crazy people out there, and I'm not signing any pieces of paper for you just to let you do whatever you want to me if nobody else has ever even made it through it. Like, no. It's a very simple no.
I tell you what, I absolutely hate scary things too. And yeah, they could do just pretty much whatever they want since we're signing these waivers. But $20,000, that's some good money. I think,
but if I'm just saying, like,
okay,
I'm not gonna say I'm being realistic, and I'm not as crazy as some other people that I know are willing to do it, and I know there's been those who have already tried it. So if they didn't make it through, I definitely don't think I am. So
yeah, I want to know how many people have gone through it. What's the number on that?
Well, I don't know if the article talks about it. We'll see. But I will say myself, there's very few things I wouldn't do for $20,000. Especially as a 21-year-old broke college kid. So
that is some good money.
Yeah, well, signing my life away to some dude on 40 pieces of paper and then letting him give me a physical is not one of them I'm willing to do for $20,000.
He doesn't give you the physical. You have to bring proof of a physical.
Okay.
This is a very different story if this guy is illegally giving out physicals. It's not that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right. Well, let me get through this article, Justin, and we'll see if it changes our minds by the end of it.
Let's see.
Interested visitors must first complete a sports physical, sign a 40-page waiver, pass a drug test, provide proof of medical insurance, and prove they are at least 21 years old.
Oh, gosh.
The visitors must then watch a 2-hour video called And Then There Were None, which features footage of every visitor from July 2017 and August 2019 quitting before the end of the experience. Visitors leave by uttering the code phrase, "You really don't want to do this." So there's a safe word. That's your safe word. And, yeah. So the most painful thing to me so far is sitting through a 2-hour video.
Yeah, so signing these waivers so they can touch you.
Okay,
I mean,
that was the most painful part. He said proof of medical insurance.
Yeah,
so you're both out of your mind.
Have people gotten
you just bring that? I don't want to sit through a training video for 2 hours.
So have people gotten hurt to where they've been taken to the hospital?
That's my point.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Not that
Let's
you have to
keep reading.
bring it. I'm just saying the fact that you have to have it is caution enough.
Yeah.
No one's ever finished, and he wants you to get a physical and then bring proof of medical insurance. That's not It's not happening. I don't know why this is so hard for y'all.
McCamey said the key to
$20,000.
Yeah, but it's not sloss where you just go and like, okay,
I know that.
I'm here, like, let me see if I can make it through and I might win. No, it's, hey, do you have proof of medical insurance? Just in case, you're harmed significantly to where we'll have to take you to the hospital.
Oh.
It's $20,000, Aaron. It's a
Could
lot
be
of money.
altered for life.
So they can beat up on us.
I don't know. Let's keep reading. Let's see. Okay. McCamey said the key to inspiring terror is a mind game that relies on hypnotism to have visitors tricked by their own minds. He said each experience is video recorded to prove to visitors and authorities that nothing illegal took place.
Oh, gosh.
When I use the hypnosis...
That's another red flag. How many red flags does it take to y'all? I swear we didn't do anything illegal.
Yeah, trust me. They didn't do anything illegal.
We're just hypnotizing them, that's all.
I wonder how many people just...
Like the cops are going to sit down and watch an 8-hour video.
When
they
I
can
use
show
the
you
hypnosis...
2 hours and there's still 6 hours of you being hypnotized and them doing whatever they want to you. Like, I'm okay.
When I use the hypnosis, I can put you in a kiddie pool with a couple inches of water and tell you there's a great white shark in there. And you're going to think there's a shark in there, he told WFLA-TV. And so when you have that kind of power over people and have them do and see things that you want them to see, then they can leave here thinking it really happened. And they'll go to the authorities and say, oh, whatever. And I have to come back and show the footage and say, it didn't go down that way at all, McCamey said. Yeah, this guy's starting to sound a little
like a
psychotic.
Psycho. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it's not a normal dude that just came up with this. Like, something I want to get into. Yeah. It's a nice business venture.
Let me see. That's all that article said about it, but I'd like to see what all this actually consists of. So I feel like we haven't heard much about the actual.
The fact that people actually go to police after this saying they thought something happened when it really didn't happen. Yeah, I don't know if I'd really want to go through that and mentally not be the same for $20,000. I'm just in an asylum the rest of my life because I went through a haunted house.
So this says that... okay, so this is an article by Knox News. You get a lot of people who think it's going to be easy money, Chris Smith, a 37-year-old Michigan native who works as a volunteer remotely for McCamey's tours, told USA Today. Smith was introduced to the operation years ago as a contestant. During his first go-around, he didn't make it past the signing the waiver, which details all the physically painful, high-stakes, and grotesque things that could happen along the way.
Oh my
I read it
gosh.
and I quit, Smith said. I got to the last page and turned around and went home. There's so much. You have to pull out your own teeth. There's a chance of getting a tattoo. A chance of your fingernails getting pulled out. It's really overwhelming. There's a chance of death.
What?
Accidents do happen. Smith later returned and tried 2 more times before becoming an official member of McKay's team. Once tapped out after getting buried alive in a wooden coffin, and then again during a round of hypnosis that gave him a complete panic attack. So they bury you, they're ripping your fingernails out, they're making you pull out your own teeth. This guy's insane.
I mean, what did you expect?
What did I expect? I expected a haunted house. I didn't expect to get a tattoo.
Well, I mean, did you think this was going to be a normal
I'd
haunted
expect
house?
to be buried
it's a 40-page waiver. 40 pages. Medical insurance.
But I don't expect to go to a haunted house and expect to be dead. Because if that happens, then he's getting sued and he's being put to jail for life.
Not if you sign this 40-page waiver, I guess.
I guess
probably
that's
says
true.
You can't sue me. I am not doing this. $20,000, not enough.
There's probably so many people who have died, and he was like, they signed the waiver.
Well, the thing that really got me is pulling your fingernails out. Can you imagine how painful that must be?
Yeah, and pulling out your teeth, too? Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, that's awful as well. We get a lot of teeth talk in Mess Managers. I don't know why. Here's more of it.
Yeah, well, pulling your own teeth out is worse than pulling your own fingernails
That's painful, man.
Maybe,
but see,
maybe,
why would they make people do that? What's the point? What?
I don't know, but call back to episode 2. Maybe this is how all those teeth ended up in the wall. Maybe that used to be a haunted house in the early 1900s. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So, Justin, any chance you would do this now that I've laid it all out for you?
Well, the buried alive part, I think, got me right there. So, probably no.
No, that's fair. I don't blame you.
All right. So, now, that changed quickly because y'all are all about that 20 grand. So, now that you know everything in detail that I didn't have to go to because I foresaw what that could possibly be, how much money would it take you in order to do this?
To do that?
Yeah, what if it was 100? What if it was 100 grand?
I would need $1 million.
Yeah, I'd do it for 100 grand.
You do it for 100 grand?
I wouldn't do it for 100. I need $1 million.
Well, I don't know. Pulling your okay, you get your teeth pulled out. I'm pretty sure they'll have dental insurance.
Your body forever.
Yeah.
They said there was a chance of death. You'd die for 100 grand.
I would need $100,000, and I'd need all medical expenses paid for. I'll keep the tattoo if it's in a reasonable place, but they're going to pay to put my teeth back in.
Not if you sign the waiver, though.
I know, but what I'm saying is to be able to do this would be my terms.
Nope.
Yeah.
So how much would it take you?
$1 million.
Like without any, just how their terms are as they sit. How much money?
Probably $1 million, 500,000 to $1 million, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Man, that changed quickly, didn't it?
Ooh,
how much would it take you, Aaron?
I mean, you're not going to alter my body at all. Like, I'm not going to sit there and let you torture me for hours on end for. I would have to be one of the richest humans to ever live.
How long, would it take you to go through the whole haunted house? Does it say?
It says hours, don't it?
Yeah, it says hours. I don't think it says on here. So I don't know, but presumably a long time. I mean, if the training video is 2 hours, you're probably in there all night.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Well, let's get into the second story. So, Halloween is a lovely time, one of the only appropriate times that everyone can dress up however they want and go out and have a good time without really being judged. This costume I'm about to tell you about, you're probably still going to get judged for it. You ready for this one?
All right, let's hear about it.
So everyone's aware of Mr. Rogers, right?
Oh yeah, famous guy.
Where could this be going?
He changed everyone's lives. You know, he had this famous children's show, and he just wanted to make the world a better place. A Tom Hanks movie recently came out on him, Just a really well-known, likable guy that did a lot of good for the world. Yeah. Well, this year you can be sexy Mr. Rogers in booty shorts and in his little tie, showing a whole lot of cleavage. Yeah, so...
Wait, how is that possibly a sexy Mr. Rogers? You still got to have a sweater, man.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you about it. This is by USA
Is it like
Today.
a V-neck sweater?
Yes, basically. So it's like a deep V-neck sweater.
But you still got long sleeves.
Yeah, you still have long sleeves, but you got a real deep
that's a
V-neck.
must for a Mr. Rogers.
And then the sweater is also like a belly shirt, so it cuts off up high.
Of course. Yeah, of
And
course.
you got on his like some khaki booty shorts, basically with a belt. So you got the red sweater. You have the unattached white collar, and then you have the black tie coming out. So this is by the USA Today. The year of Mr. Rogers, with a Tom Hanks movie approaching and a new biography out, is bound to spawn Halloween costumes. This, though, barely qualifies as costume. Yandy's nicest neighbor costume, with a nod to Mr. Rogers' red sweater, is a mere suggestion, and the woman modeling the costume is wearing booty shorts. The costume sells for $59.95. You might miss it. It is a Mr. Rogers costume if it weren't for the photo of her holding up its puppet helpers, King Friday and Henrietta Pussycat.
I tell you what, I bet Mr. Rogers is looking down from heaven saying, "This world is going to hell. I don't know why anybody thought this would ever be a good idea."
These are
Never
all
mind
the children he taught.
Yeah.
He taught them to be better. And now this is what they're doing.
You have all these young women
disappointing.
dressing up in a sexy Mr. Rogers outfit. What in the world?
Our goal at Yandy is to create costumes that are sexy, fashion-forward, and lighthearted. We don't take ourselves too seriously, and neither do our customers, said Alicia Thompson, Yandy's director of brand marketing. We know it's Halloween time, and it's a time to dress up, have some fun, and also be sassy. Yandy shoppers are witty, smart, and don't shy away from a bit of snarkiness, which makes them all the more sexy in our opinion. Last year, Yandy sparked outrage when it
stupid.
Last year, Yandy sparked outrage when it debuted a Handmaid's Tale costume that it later pulled. But the company is back at it again, taking on the most recognizable childhood icon, including Buzz Lightyear and the late TV painter Bob Ross. So they also
that's what I was just about to say. Is they need a Bob Ross one.
Oh, they do. So it's got the afro, the curly hair. He's got a little squirrel that sits on your shoulder, and then it's just a button-down blue shirt that's not much of a shirt, and then shorts, blue jean shorts that are not much of shorts, and you hold a paint palette. And then Buzz Lightyear is literally just like a bra and underwear and then thigh-high boots.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Yeah, so what my question to you guys are, what are you going to dress up as for Halloween, if anything?
Myself. That's what I'm dressing up as myself.
No, you're not dressing up with Jordan?
No, we're not dressing up.
Somebody's getting dumped this weekend.
She ain't dressing up either.
Is she not, really?
No. Now,
that surprised me.
If the school I'm at is doing a dress-up thing for Halloween, maybe I will to go to elementary school.
Sure.
But probably not.
And Aaron, I'm pretty sure you're not dressing up, correct?
Well, no, I just haven't had a good idea yet. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna be. I haven't thought of anything yet.
Okay, well, if you guys had to dress up, what would you want to pick? Any childhood?
Probably a sexy Mr. Rogers. That's what I was thinking.
Probably sexy Mr. Rogers. I think you could pull it off. I think you'd look great in it.
I think so too.
Aaron, what would you be?
I don't know. Mine would be something stupid. That's all I know.
Maybe a Ninja Turtle?
I said something stupid, not cool.
Yeah, come on, Nick. Golly.
I could be a sexy Ninja Turtle.
Which one would you be? Leonardo? Raphael?
Ooh, that's a good question. Ooh. I think if I'm going for a sexy one, it'd have to be Raphael.
Raphael is sexy.
He's spicy, and the red too.
Absolutely.
I think this is getting kind of weird now.
It is getting weird. So let's get on. Let's get on to our last story. All right. So my final story of the day. It's by thedailymail.com. And this is one, Justin, that you suggested to me last week, and I said I would save it for the spooky episode.
Oh,
and
here we go.
Quite spooky. Yeah.
Very spooky.
So, dailymail.com. The title of this is "Look Who's Talking." Father fears creepy ventriloquist doll he was given as a gift is haunted after filming sinister puppet blinking and moving mouth at night. So, you ready for this one?
I guess.
Michael Diamond.
So just watching this video scared the mess out of me.
Yeah, there is a video. You can watch it, and I highly recommend watching it. It is quite creepy. So yeah, we'll put the link on our Facebook or something. Y'all can find it there. Okay, so here we go. A man feels convinced a sinister antique ventriloquist doll is haunted after CCTV footage showed it blinking. Michael Diamond, 48, was given Mr. Fritz, made by a prisoner at the World War II Stalag 2B camp. I probably said that wrong, sorry. Which was formerly in Germany 3 months ago. And Mr. Diamond set up a GoPro in the late night hours on September 19th and 20th after noticing the doll's glass display cabinet kept opening. At least once or twice a week, the door kept coming off its latch, so he decided to set up the camera, quote, for fun. Over the 2 evenings, doors to the striking-looking doll swung open. I'm going to describe this doll for anyone that hasn't seen the video. It's just the head of a ventriloquist doll that looks like it's 100 years old, because it almost is. It was from World War II in a prisoner camp. So it's literally just a head on like a stick, and he has it in this glass display case. It's really creepy looking. It just looks terrifying. The eyebrows are like oddly raised high, and it's bald.
And he said, when the eyes started opening, he said they were already like sealed shut, or something.
Yeah, I'm about
like
to
that.
get to that part. So its heavy eyes, which were initially tightly shut, spring open, and the lip opens as though the ventriloquist is wanting to say something in the eerie clip. I really suggest watching this clip. It is scary. Mr. Diamond said he got a weird feeling in his gut, which is hard to describe, after replaying the footage. He is not scared of Mr. Fritz, but admitted how he is wary of it and keeps it locked away in his, quote, freak room full of collector's items.
What the? He has a freak room?
This dude's already messing up.
A freak room that includes taxidermy animals, skulls,
he needs to be put in a freak room.
And ancient weapons. Mr. Diamond added how he gets emotionally attached to his collections, and the reason why is a, quote, $1 million question. While he is married to Sally and has 2 children, Amber 19 and Caleb 11, he wants to give his doll a permanent home. Here's a quote by him. I have no idea myself. I don't even know where to start. There are no open windows in the room and no airflow. The door is on a latch, so it shouldn't just swing open. I have told Sally and Amber about it, and they don't like it at all. To stop it from happening, I've chained the box up and covered it in a blanket. The father of 2 speculates that the prisoner who created the doll worked as a ventriloquist before being taken prisoner. The camp was one of the Nazi concentration camps in 1933 for German communists, and went on to become a prisoner of war camp for Polish soldiers from the Polish army. Mr. Fritz was allegedly taken to America after the end of the war and owned an antique shop in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, before moving to the UK.
Can you just imagine all the evil, like being in a concentration camp?
Yeah.
And no wonder it's probably haunted.
Not a place I ever want to go. So, this video could very well be fake. It could have been staged. I'm not so much as interested in debating if this is real or not. I'm more interested in, do you guys believe in anything supernatural, such as, ghosts, spirits, bad juju? What do y'all think?
All right, not everybody at once.
Well, yeah, you go first.
I mean, I don't really have a reason to, so therefore I don't have any personal experiences. I guess that's the only reason I would say no.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm kind of the same way because I haven't had any experience either. So it's like, I don't really know. But, I mean, seeing videos like that where I don't think there's any way you can really manipulate his eyes and mouth opening like that and the glass door opening. Because stuff like that kind of creeps me out. But, yeah, I haven't experienced anything, so I don't really know. But that stuff freaks me out.
If one day, like, the government just came out and they were like, hey, just letting you know, yeah, ghosts are real. We confirmed it. Don't even worry about it. What would you guys...
Don't even worry about it.
What would your reactions be?
I mean, it depends on what they're capable of. That sounded so much weirder when I said that.
It would depend on their power sets.
Like, I mean, if they're just ghosts and they don't alter my life any other than scaring me every once in a while, that it would literally change my life, I'd be like, okay, cool. Yeah. But I mean, if I don't know if they can, you know, I really don't know where I was going with that.
It's hard to explain. Yeah, it's hard to explain. I mean, I feel like the bad spirit kind of stuff, the bad juju, I feel like that could be somewhat real. Just because some of the terrible, evil things that have happened, you know, in this world, I feel like that could be somewhat of a real thing. Some haunted places. But like, yeah, I'm kind of like with Aaron, I haven't experienced it, so.
So let's say that you two were to die, and you had to be trapped as a ghost in one location. Where would it be?
Oh, man.
What do you mean by location? Like, what do you mean? Expand
like
on
a
that.
city?
Let's say,
like a house?
Let's say like one structure. So you could say like, yeah, I'd just like to stay at my house, or I'd like to stay at Bryant Denny Stadium or Jordan Hare Stadium, or I'd like to stay in a Bahama resort. What would y'all's be?
It'd probably be at a golf course in Hawaii. Can I say that? Can I say that?
Did you say where did you say?
I said a golf course in Hawaii.
Sounds good to me.
All right, yeah.
I'm trying to think, because I mean, what's the point in being a ghost if you can't mess with people? So
that's true.
I wouldn't just pick just a house, because then you can only mess with a few people at a time, and it's too easy for a house to get a stigma. So like, if multiple people move out of it, no one's gonna buy that house. So
true.
That would really. So it'd have to be a hospital.
What?
So if you become a ghost, you would like to spend eternity in a hospital.
I mean, no,
that's
it's just
awesome.
You want to bother and
those are probably the last people I would want to bother, but I can't think. I'm trying to think. There's got to be new people like coming through.
And my
all the
crazy
time.
takes from other episodes were bad. This is terrible.
I'm just trying to think. There's got to be a place that it's always booming, and there's always new people coming in and out. I mean, you said something about like a football stadium, and that's I guess that would be a good thing too. But it's, you know, if I'm a ghost and I live forever, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Some places like that. Probably not a hospital, but similar qualities.
Okay.
A school.
A school. You want to spend eternity watching underage children.
Okay, I don't know why you would just spin it like that. There's teachers in schools too. Okay, everybody calm down.
That was a bad spin.
I could just pretend to mess with teachers. Like, I don't know why you had to spin it like that, but you know, forget that answer as well.
Man.
Alrighty.
I think we
I'd
should
have
move
to
on.
deal with.
I think we should move on.
I think I'd pick a football stadium. I think maybe Bryant-Denny Jordan-Hare, somewhere like that. Maybe UAB's new stadium. Watch the Blazers for the rest of eternity.
Yeah, the only thing I thought about with the football is like there's so many cameras and everything. If you mess with too much, people are gonna think stuff's going on, and there's all eyes are on you because you can't really mess with a game too much.
Yeah, I would just like to be able to watch football. Maybe a sports bar. Maybe it's good a sports bar. And I could watch
I'm just worried
games.
about messing with people. That's all.
Yeah, well, I could do that too at a sports bar. You can mess with people.
Yeah.
I think I'd pick a sports bar. Maybe, I don't know, maybe in New Orleans or something.
Oh, yeah. Because then, you know how people are there once they find out, oh, man, something's not right about this place. They ain't coming back.
Well, that is all I have for mismanagers. Well, I want to really quickly talk about Alabama LSU, not in too much detail, because we're going to be doing a bonus episode for that game, just like we did with Carlos Rogers. Hopefully, also with a special guest. Don't want to say anything soon right now in case it falls through, but we will be doing a bonus episode nonetheless. But really quickly, I just want to hear your guys' predictions on give me some predictions about how you think this game will turn out. Maybe one with if Tua plays, one if they don't play. Maybe not any scores, though. We'll save our scores for the bonus episode.
All right, Aaron?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, kind of watching LSU play today, and, it wasn't one of their best performances of the year, and I know they played against a great Auburn defense, but I think it doesn't really matter who plays at quarterback. Alabama's at home. LSU does not usually play well against Alabama at Bryant-Denny. They've lost how many in a row now against Alabama? 8?
8, I believe, and maybe 9. It's been every one since the national championship after the 2011 season.
Okay, so yeah,
I think it should be 8.
8. Yeah, they've lost 8 years in a row. I would put my money on Alabama.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty safe. Aaron?
I think it depends more on the linebacker play than it does quarterback play. Because either it's going to be Mac or it's going to be Tua when he's not 100%, because there's no way he's going to be 100% by then.
No.
So I think it kind of evens it out, except for maybe certain things in the offense, but I don't think it's going to limit us too much. I think it's mostly the linebackers, so I'm going to go with it's going to come down to us capitalizing on opportunities, turnovers, and special teams, and just taking what they give us, especially if Mac is playing. But other than that, it's just the linebackers and not getting penalized 20 times a game.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's going to be all about the offense. I would say I'm just going to say this because we need to wrap this up anyways, but my confidence on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest confidence in Alabama winning this, if Tua is in, would be about 7.5 out of 10, and probably drop to about a 6 with Mac. So I still would favor Alabama regardless, but I would worry a little bit if I'm an Alabama fan if Tua is not starting. But.
Yeah. I'm at a 6.5 regardless.
Okay.
I feel like if I was an Alabama fan, I'd be at about a 7.5. Just because I'm at home.
10.5?
No, 7.5.
I was like, geez, man. We must not have anything to worry about.
No, just because y'all are at home. I mean, it's y'all usually.
If this was in Baton Rouge, my confidence would be way lower.
Yeah,
it'd be a 5.
Especially if Tua wasn't playing and Mac Jones is going on the road. Oof.
Oh,
that's a tough game. Yeah.
Yeah. So, luckily for Alabama, they will be at home, and we're going to get onto that a whole lot more.
It's funny how it always works out for Alabama.
Yeah, it usually does. So we'll see. But let's wrap this thing up. So thank you, everyone, for listening. We really appreciate it. We know we are nonsensical at times, but thanks for listening to us anyways. You can find us online at thegamemanagers.com. You can see our articles and videos and podcasts there, and as well as find our social media, which you can also find us at TGMPod on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. You can email us at gamemanagerspod@gmail.com. You can follow me at NorrisOsaurus on Twitter. That is NORRISOSAURUS.
Very
Nailed
nice.
it this time. Patreon, you can find us there too. We will be having content up, and we're going to have a new video up on Wednesday of us playing Doug Flutie's Maximum Football 2019. It's atrocious, spoiler alert. Subscribe for future content, whether that be on your podcast app or on YouTube or anywhere else. Leave a nice review if you like the show. It's really easy to do. You can do it right there on your phone, and that helps us out basically more than anything else, so please do that. You can get shirts at TeePublic. They are soft, and they help us, and we get money from them, so please do that too. Also, we're doing giveaways. We do giveaways every week for Tide vs. Tigers Trivia, and as well for Alabama and Auburn football ticket giveaways. So we're still doing those, but that is coming to a quick end, so hurry up and get on that. I think it's only like 2 days left to do the ticket giveaways. So, yeah, that is all for me, guys. Anything else to say?
Adios.
Yeah, I mean, tough day. War Eagle.
Tough day. Tough day, but it's going to get better. We'll be back, hopefully have Justin in a better mood next week. So
I hope so. Hopefully after a butt whooping against Ole Miss.
All right.
Well, or maybe we lose and Gus is gone, so, well, you know, who knows?
A win-win for Justin either way.
That's right.
But thank you again for listening, and we hope you have a good one.
War Eagle, guys.
Adios.